Welcome back to Cinematic Fantastic. We are doing more Christmas reactions. We are in Rankin Bass territory. You'll notice some new things going on. First off, no beard. Number two, I have my nice Christmas sweater so I can match up with William.
Now we're festive 200%.
My levels are over 9,000.
So what's in the bucket today?
The last time we did Rudolph and we had Nestor. This time we're gonna focus on the character of Santa specifically. So we're doing Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and we're doing Year Without a Santa Claus.
And that one is famous for having the two original characters, Heat Miser and Snow Miser, I believe.
My exposure to that has been very little. I saw it in Batman and Robin. Arnold Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze is actually rocking out to the song about, you know, he's Mr. Cold.
But let's talk less
about
of Batman and talk
no
more...
Batman tonight.
No Batman tonight, we're talking about Santa.
I'm sure they're gonna talk about the legends of how this guy started. There's a lot of different theories and origins that people have done, but this is Rankin Bass's
So who knows what they're gonna throw on the table?
No.
So let's hop into
Santa
it.
Man begins.
So they start basically the same way as Rudolph, I guess?
Yes, with the little
With the live action.
Santa.
The music is very grim. What is a Batman doing in a tractor, though?
Hello there.
Hello there.
My name's Special Delivery Kluger.
Actually, his name is Fred Astaire, or Mickey Rooney. Both of them are in this movie, Fred Astaire and Mickey Rooney. Two famous characters from musicals.
actors, yeah.
All the E's are backwards.
Why you always come on your feet?
Oh my goodness, this is like Quora. People asking questions.
You gotta be tired.
This is like Ask Me Anything, Reddit. But you know who else could sing but Fred Astaire? Great,
Yeah.
great singer. He's more famous for the dancing, which he's not really doing.
And there we are, we're straight into the Santa Claus
Banger number
Coming to
one.
Home song. And they did the E backwards again.
Right, that's because it's little kids, right?
Because the little kid's writing.
Oh, okay,
Oh, careful.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe that's a fantasy of him.
Um,
Is he floating? Okay. I mean, whatever he wants to do. Okay, so Mickey Rooney is Santa Claus on this.
Paul Frees again.
Oh, praise. Yeah, plays Professor Von Drake in
yeah.
Fun and Fancy Free. The version that they made after the first version, because that's really weird. Like, there was two versions of it, one with like a marionette puppet and one that had Von Drake in it. It's really weird.
Fun and Fancy Free was back when Disney was like interesting, when they would do interesting things.
Santa was just a
You
little
notice
baby.
that his head is sculpted and he's got like a little mouth thing that's just, they just change every so often.
Yeah, they did that with Thomas the Tank Engine. You take off the face and then it
got
make
the
a
armature.
different expression.
They do the same thing with Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah,
They're
man.
like pieces that you can change.
Change the heads. All right, now we are in the village of
wait a
Arendelle,
minute.
I
The
guess.
winter just stopped.
The
A
snow
mean
just
old grouch
stops.
of a fellow who was known as Burgermeister Meisterburger.
Burgermeister Meisterburger. His name is an anagram.
What, Grinsley? The Daily Paper?
Or the humbug.
A baby! Get the brat out of here!
He is sounding a lot like Professor Von Drake right now, doing a German accent.
Yes, he does, actually.
Yeah. Oh, an asylum, eh?
Orphan asylum.
An orphan asylum.
Yeah.
This guy means this Burgermeister means business.
Well, that strange
Wait,
wind
what?
blew the
What? So this is like the story of Moses, but they tell it with wind.
home of the awful. Oh, I hate to even say his name.
Grinch.
That
It's the
mountain
Grinch.
vegetables,
Thou shall not pass!
to be precise.
wait.
Who's there?
Dingle
There's who?
Kringle?
Dingle Kringle? Is that supposed to be Santa Claus or something?
No, it's an elf.
But the elf looks like Santa Claus.
Yes.
Wingo, Bingo, Jingle.
Are there 7 of them?
What is it, Bingo?
Okay, there's 5 of them. And they sound like squeaky toys.
They sound like chipmunks.
They're gonna raise them to be a conhead Nemuggins.
He's gonna look just like them.
And how to make toys.
He looks like Opie from an
That was
Andy Griffith show.
No children to give them to.
There were no children there. Okay, there's no children at all. I'm like, they weren't invented?
Yeah, I'm like,
You know,
that's the
you-
only child we've seen so
you
far.
guys used to
The
be
toys
children, right?
kind of stacked up some.
They're like, we got nothing to do with these toys. We like making them and just throw them out.
I'll take them for you, Tanta Kringle.
His mouth animation is
Why is her
funky.
name Tanta? Of all names, why would you choose the name Tanta?
The mouth animation is iffy.
Well, they were iffy in the first, in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Look at those mutton chops. Those are righteous mutton chops.
This figurative king is very, very harsh. He's like, you little boy, you came here with a button missing on this thing?
To the dungeon,
Out with
to the
your
dungeon
head.
with you.
To the dungeon with
Off
you.
with his head. Wait, so the toy maker to the king and they give him to the prince. So the prince just has all the toys.
Yeah, the prince has all the toys. What's his relationship with the Burgermeister then? This figure.
I don't know.
Wonderful toys.
His eye bugged out. It went blow.
What is his eyes doing?
They missed it. It went blow. One of his eyes went blow.
Okay, maybe you need to return that child. Why is there rainbow?
Don't eat the rainbow snow.
Don't eat the rainbow snow.
Yeah, Christmas seals. Wait.
He learned laughing from seals.
He learned.
ho!
Okay.
Finally, Chris was a fine young man.
I'm a man now, Ted.
I'm a man now.
Those
Dad.
toys across the mountain of the
He's like, hey,
Whispering
Dad, I'm
Wind.
a man. I'm a
Best way
man.
to launch us into that. I'm a man now.
A real Kringle suit.
You gotta know the origin of every little thing he does.
And,
The ho-ho-ho, the beard,
just as
the
nice as
suit,
Paul.
the
The
bat,
thing
the
is,
bat thimble.
what originated him looking a lot like Paul Bunyan?
They're both mythical figures who explain
I guess
something.
Oh, it's Pingu!
Pingu?
Remember Pingu, that stop-motion TV series?
You're looking for a steak?
That was nostalgic. We used to watch that. You remember that walrus? It was pretty spooky. But I don't remember way too much of Pingu. Ooh, he looks freaky.
Awesome. Saruman.
Yeah.
You so...
Honestly, I like the mouth animations more as they go along.
I think the Ice King from Adventure Time was based off of him.
Somber town.
Eh, maybe a little bit.
Sombertown City Hall.
It's called Somber Town.
Oh, there was
Okay,
Summertown. I was
the
like, gray or
Burgermeister is
green.
making things very, very sad for him. Oh, he is not gonna like toys anymore now.
He's just like, "Eh."
He's like, I went sick because of it. Put your feet away. How can he dance on his foot? He's like, oh, I'm fine now. Now that I'm in song.
Arrest the musical toes.
Arrest the musical toes.
I don't think that's legal.
It's a difficult responsibility.
So far, the songwriting is a lot more decent.
It sounds like they're not trying to sell a song, they're trying to tell a story.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a musical should be.
Ooh, illegal, immoral,
Unlawful.
unlawful. Anyone found with a toy in his possession, we placed under arrest and thrown in a dungeon.
No
kidding.
To the Burgermeister, Meisterburger.
That sounds like something you get at McDonald's.
The Burgermeister.
Wow, he is just flinging those things.
Outlandish clothes.
Clothes.
Yeah, what you're wearing is called clothes.
Yeah.
Well, what's going on
Ooh.
here?
Okay, those clothes are they need to be thrown away.
Cause I came to town.
That doesn't have much of a ring to it.
Don't you know
I have a
toys
feeling
are
they're gonna
against the
ship
law?
them.
In danger from toys.
Whoa! What did his eyes do that? They just
He got-
dilated to the point
He
of
got possessed.
he got possessed.
You think she's gonna be
Besides,
Mrs.
it's too
Claus?
big a job.
I guess it makes
obvious.
sense, but it's the only
They're both-
it's the
both
only young
gingers.
adult lady
They're
in
both,
this
yeah,
so far.
and they're
So
both the gingers. You have to get gingers together. I don't know why.
If you sit on my lap today,
okay, a singer, he is being very stilted.
He's no Fred Astaire.
Yeah, he's no Fred Astaire. This
Or
song
Bing Crosby even.
this song doesn't have main character energy.
Everybody looks like they're in a Tim Burton movie, and he's not.
Yeah, everyone's like Adam's Family, and he's the only
yeah,
color.
exactly. Adam's Family colors. Yeah.
So far, there's not very much happening in this song. It's like, yo, I'm gonna give you toys, and then they're just around him.
Well, they have to invent the reason why you sit on Santa's lap to ask, give him your.
Yeah, they have to invent the lore.
playing with their toys.
Playing with toys. Time to deflate every tennis ball.
Get these heretics out of here.
Get the heretics out of
I gave
here.
them the toys.
Get all of the toys out. Burn them and trample them under our feet.
Obviously a nonconformist.
See the world crumble.
I love yo-yos.
You know,
I
Yo-Yo
used
is
to
a
be able to
toy.
do all
Yeah,
right.
a yo-yo is a toy.
Arrest him!
Arrest him. All right, it's a chase scene.
Climbs like a squirrel, leaps like a deer, slippery as a seal.
Just like it previously in the movie. Santa used to be good at parkour until until Mrs. Claus started feeding him. Ooh, and the trees are alive.
You got anime eyes.
Yeah, what are those eyes? Bet there's a commercial break, and I bet correctly there's a commercial break.
This is brought to you by
What's that?
He's a human? Okay.
his icy heart.
I went from
Oh,
naughty to
right.
nice.
As easy as taking your first step.
And singing a song.
One foot in
Front
front
of
of
the
the
other.
other.
Oh, is this song from,
I just remember this.
fondly remembered?
Not fondly, just it's in the back of my head.
It's a fun song. I can see you remembering it.
You can go round.
You could go around the mountain.
Right.
And he teleports. I guess
How do you
Santa
think-
invented new lore. He can
How do you think he
teleport
can-
whenever he's singing. And he can fly.
Backwards.
Backwards.
He can skywalk.
Mater, eat your heart out. And he can sled upwards, I guess. Backwards. Why is everyone so skilled when they sing songs? Oh, that's an adorable fawn model. I wish I could have taken that home, but unfortunately I wasn't born then. Apparently the Ice King in the new Adventure Time got a lot more development.
He did, yeah.
Yeah,
You find out who he
what
really
does his face do?
You find out who he really is by the end of the series.
But yeah, this is sort of like that.
Ladies and gentlemen,
A fun song.
get out of the house.
Get out of the house every once in a while.
Rot, yeah.
Kids,
There's all kinds
don't
of
spend all
ways we
time
can help
inside
each other.
playing
You
on
can
your
bring me
whatever.
nice
Do it, you're
toys
reacting to
and
Christmas
Reacting to
I can
Christmas
assist
movies.
you
Don't spend all your time
Cool.
podcasting.
Magic crystal snowball.
And now it's a magic crystal snowball?
He is a warlock.
Ooh, the magic of editing.
I can see them when they're sleeping.
Wait,
No,
can
when
he
they're
use the
awake.
magic snowball? Okay, someone needs to get his eye fixed because it keeps hopping around everywhere without his other one.
Slip them in that
Oh,
lock when the
oh.
burgomeister
Yeah,
gets
see,
to
someone
sleep.
needs to get that checked. I guess that means Santa can watch the naughty and sleep at the same time.
Yeah, the naughty and the nice.
He can watch the naughty and the nice
He's got
at
a
the same
lazy
time.
guy.
I guess they're all pretty nice.
Well, except for one Burgermeister Meisterburger. I mean,
Stocking.
he was nice, but he's just very stubborn in a false belief. I guess she's Cinderella now. Or shoot, Snow White.
The chimney. Go.
How do you communicate with just one noise though? I guess it's Morse code.
It's like Pokemon. It just says Pika, 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 Pika.
Search before dawn.
Wheelchair animating.
Probably easy.
Well, there's a lot of moving parts to a wheelchair.
The stockings.
From this movie, you realize how much lore there is in Santa Claus that they have to establish.
I can't even do card tricks.
Okay, that's sad. You gotta give us card tricks.
Look,
What can I
They
do?
have the
You
penguin.
traitor, Pingu.
you will never play again.
Oh no, the toys!
That's horrible.
Just burning all of them. Professor Von Drake, don't do this!
Right.
My eyes are beginning to open for the very first time.
Okay, maybe they're
And
just,
I know
the
just
pupils
where
are
I
just
belong.
growing. Okay, if you walk up to that squirrel and start singing,
Yes. Here he goes. Here she goes.
I was gonna be like, here's where he meets Prince Charming from Beauty and the Beast.
Oh.
Ooh, I guess she's on,
LSD.
she's going on a trip, oh no. Now she's in the Brazilian painting.
Oh, she had a glow up.
Okay, the mixed medium is pretty cool, honestly.
You can tell it's the 70s because it gets
Yeah.
trippy.
Okay, and we're just gonna have shapes for a solid 30
Well, that
seconds.
animation's easier to do than the stop motion stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, honestly, if it did anything more than just simple shapes with that, I mean, that would've been cool. But it's abstract, you know? I guess it's a style.
Yeah, it's definitely a style.
And that one picture again. Okay, yeah, there we're on a budget. Ooh, the picture composited in the water.
Yeah.
That's cheesy.
The tiny stubs of 100 or so magic candles.
100?
And a few
How does he have 100
handfuls
candles in there?
Well, that's another story.
That's another
For
story.
another time.
They're going like, we already made that one. We're not
we're
gonna
not
sing
doing
a
that
song.
again. We don't have the
That's-
budget.
And now they're all out spontaneously. They didn't even show them getting on.
Nope.
Yeah, they didn't have much of a budget for this movie, honestly.
I think they did.
They had about the same budget they had with Rudolph, honestly. They're just trying to be a bit more ambitious with it, and it ends up not doing that well. Not much too well, at least.
That mouth just freaks me out, man.
Someday it's gonna open so wide, it's gonna
It
become a
looks
black hole.
Wanted, dead or alive, Chucky the doll. He looks like...
Pretty grand, eh?
That. Wait, he has a beard, so he doesn't look like him at all. That's totally not me. They didn't get my nose right. So is the conflict all over already? They already resolved the conflict and they didn't do anything with the toys? Okay, please deliver the toys to the sad
They're still
children.
delivering toys.
They're just not gonna show us.
Okay.
Alright, and we have a couple more minutes on this, so are they just gonna go to credits, or are they gonna go
No.
back to Fred Astaire?
Far past
Oh,
those
they have to go to the
northern
North Pole.
They have to go to the North Pole.
Yes.
What do you mean, ha 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 ha? There we go, there's the ho-hos.
Oh, look at that beer. Oh,
Just
oh.
look at
Look,
this.
everybody,
Look at
everybody.
that!
Because he was considered an outlaw.
Oh.
He's a rebel.
He's the rebel.
The Meisterburgers kind of died off and fell out of power.
Okay.
A white Christmas.
Nope, that's Bing Crosby. Sorry. And Bing Crosby pops up and goes, hey,
Alright.
Fred, that's my movie.
Fred, that's my movie.
It's getting late, and I've got these letters to deliver.
And I've got a date with Fred Rogers.
Fred's all hanging together.
'Cause Santa
Fred's
can
all
still
hanging
look
together.
over
And
just
then
what
next,
you're up to.
Fred,
Now
Murray.
that you know all
Krueger.
about him.
Krueger.
Ah, see, I told you. You gotta do that.
And there we are. There's the song.
That dude can't drive. No.
Why is he driving a mail tractor? I still don't know.
Pingu's still alive? Winter,
They're all
please.
alive still.
I'm sorry, I can't drive with Winter on my back.
Yeah.
Telling you
That thing
why.
is gonna go toppling.
And a production supervisor.
Nizo
Japanese guy.
Nagashima.
Nagashima.
Yeah, he was the leader of the band.
Videocraft guys.
No, Videocraft was actually the former name of Rankin Bass.
Okay, I guess I was saying that you said the Japanese.
It was outsourced to Japan, but as of now, I don't recall like the actual name of that studio.
Yeah. Title drop.
Title drop.
Can you
Santa
see why
Claus
this is
has
a classic?
arrived to town. Honestly, I feel like while Rudolph is timeless for, you know, showing, the story was really about, like, a deer who had a lot of perseverance despite, you know, physical shortcoming.
Mutation.
And also sort of a story of compassion in Santa. Nestor was not so much that. It was like, Nestor did this thing. We rewrote the entire lore just so he could do this one thing.
Right.
And, okay, I guess that's being cool, even though he didn't really do much,
I don't
honestly.
see why Nestor was a classic, but I can see why Rudolph was a classic.
This movie, they didn't really establish too much of, like, a character to him. You like how, Hercules, the Disney Hercules, parallels to that in this story. They gave such a persona to Hercules being young and, you know, growing up and everything. I
Yeah.
mean, honestly, that story didn't do that ways perfectly either.
You're saying that
This story
Disney
sort of
gave
like...
Hercules more personality than Kris Kringle.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, with Kris Kringle, they had to explain why Santa is such a nice guy.
And that
he
was
cares
most
about
of
kids.
it. He's personified by Santa Claus Lord. He's personified by, oh, this thing and this thing and this thing that Santa Claus was. They don't really do anything beyond that. Also, you can see the budget, them trying to stretch the budget as much as they can as compared to Rudolph. Rudolph didn't really stretch its budget. The only thing was, like, the skies were emptier than they could have been.
They changed
there
the
wasn't as much
animation.
furniture
They
and
changed-
houses as there could have been.
They changed the animation to be piecemeal because it's easier to animate. So you can see that they tried to streamline some stuff, and that's a way to save money. Plus, they had the sequence, the trippy cartoon sequence. That's probably a lot cheaper to do than do, you know.
I would definitely agree. But
cute.
I'll say it's
It's
in
cute,
between Nestor and Rudolph, but obviously it's more closer to Nestor than Rudolph
I
because
thought it was pretty cute. I think it's very
they'll have to
memorable.
say what the year without Santa Claus is gonna do for us.
I don't have a lot of memories of this one. I do remember little bits of Santa Claus coming to town. I have no memory of Year Without Santa Claus, unless it's the heat miser, cold miser thing.
Yeah, but before that, we've got a little surprise.
Okay.
So 40 years after this movie came out, this movie got a game based on it. And I was like, I have to make a segment reviewing this. So here we are. That's what we're gonna do. I'm going to recap my experience playing this. This is my first time making and editing a review. Also the first for a bad game, but I'm gonna try my best. So first off, this is a platforming game in the vein of another game I played recently called Klonoa, which, by the way, is better than this game in every way. I highly recommend it. Great story. Also be prepared for the last level to be pain. Anyways, in terms of controls, one of the things you notice at first is it takes a while for you to get up to speed. So most of the time I had to stop in order to jump precisely. And speaking of jumping, you jump freaking high, which doesn't really work well with the camera being so rigid that I got a little disoriented and there was a lot of blind jumps. Most of the time my strategy is just bouncing around like a maniac, and I get by most obstacles. In this game, there are 25 variously themed levels based on locales from the movie, such as forest levels with snowy branches to walk on, springboard trees, and falling ice platforms. Town levels with children you can give toys to, these pokers that fling you into the air, and later on there are these jack-in-the-boxes. Okay, these are basically just pokers, but with motion controls. You have to wind up your arms and then split-second press a direction, or else do it all over again. I cannot stress how much I hated these things, since I had the hardest time having to detect the motion controls that it was like being reminded of Chernobyl every time I fell short of a ledge. Oh, and there's guards, which just walk back and forth and force you to use motion controls if you collide with them. Ooh, I'm scared. Honestly, 25 levels is just way too many for the meager 1 hour of gameplay. This game is very padded, and I think it should have cut at least 5 or 6 levels, and added more level gimmicks for variety. In every level, there are snowflakes to collect, which fill up a snowflake meter. Fill it all the way, and it turns gold, which is nothing but brownie points. There's also an objective counter that changes objectives per section, and something I realized later is it does not matter. As long as you get enough snowflakes, you do not have to throw toys at every child or collect every piece of mail. You can just run straight to the end, granted your snowflake count is high enough. I did not realize this important fact, and I wasted valuable time shaking trees and stopping to do every present minigame in the town level. I'll explain the present minigame later. As well as being scattered about, snowflakes are also in these snow piles, which confused me what they were, but you have to jump on them to get their snowflakes. One thing is that there are these frozen puddles that I confused for snow puddles because I wasn't paying attention. These make you lose snowflakes, and this annoyed me to no end every time I'd fall in one and have to wait to be able to move again. You can also get them by shaking trees, of which there are 2 variants. The most common one, where you have to shake the Wii remote to get snowflakes, you usually have to stop and wander back and forth for it to highlight, which is annoying because I end up running past them most of the time. The other variant is this non-motion one that only appears in the first level and like one of the last ones. It's just rare for some reason. It's very consistent. It's a pretty trivial platforming experience. You can't die in this game. This is basically what the developers think challenge is, to require more and more snowflakes and make minigames longer and more numerous. And speaking of which, time to talk about the minigames utilizing the motion controls. First off is the toy making minigame, which has no purpose on gameplay as far as I can tell. You don't run out of toys, except in this case where it pulls you into a toy making minigame where you make a singular present. Why? Anyways, you have to shake, swing, and twist the remote in random ways to make a certain amount of toys. And it also got very annoying because it wouldn't detect my movements very well. At one point I even ran out this timer and nothing happened. I guess these are just skippable since the story doesn't care. There's also the present minigame in the Somber Town levels, where you go into chimneys or doors and you massage the presents into existence with the pointer. These always stop gameplay every time, opening the door, then the game freezing and making you wonder if it's gonna crash or not, cut to a loading screen, then the minigame, great job, another loading screen. You don't realize how much loading there is in this game. And so lackluster. I mean, even Disney Infinity did better than this. Come on. The minigames take so much time away from regular gameplay, particularly in the town levels. Speaking of particular levels, Chapter 3 begins with the I'm a man now line, which is still funny how they kept it as abrupt as the movie did. Chapter 9 is an auto-scroller level, which means you automatically march through the level. This hit me when I least expected it, especially when I just walked past these animals that highlighted, but I managed to get one, and they just follow you for a bit, but only one at a time, which is sad. I wanted to make a marching band. Also, after recording, I realized this level requires no snowflakes, so you can just press nothing to win. From Chapter 10 on, some levels include Winter, who acts to give you a power-up, which is either jump higher, turn into the Flash, or invisibility. So it gets a little inclusion, but not a whole lot. At the beginning of Chapter 17 is this window minigame, which means nothing and is never addressed again. And I can't find a parallel in the movies, so... Finally, in like the very last level, you get to play as Jessica, which is a very cool change-up, except the fact that it's the very last level. So many missed opportunities. As for presentation, the environment is very well put together. Everything was modeled with detail. It looks great. Although what is lacking definitely is the music, that most of the time is just cheesy covers of the movie's songs, as the movie actors did not reprise their roles, and they just constantly loop over and over and over again. As for the story, it very roughly, Cliff Notes roughly, follows the story of the movie, presented with cutscenes consisting of simple camera movements and character models either just standing around randomly or doing looping animations when they walk around or talk. The stop motion in the movie was so expressive and lifelike, and this just makes me miss the animagic. The weirdest thing is they made Fred Astaire blonde, which I don't understand why. He's a ginger, and why did he even need to be changed? Also, Grimsley is replaced by a default soldier, which is sad because he was a pretty cool character. The kids don't look like the Addams Family. They definitely did not do their homework. For endgame content, there's a multiplayer mode I still have to test, a Super Santa mode where you just get power-ups through the entire thing, as well as unlockable movie stills that are hidden in each level. I only found this one though. Also, just for note, these are movie stills, not clips. Pictures. Honestly, I never found this a really good endgame reward, unless it was like really good like behind the scenes concept art. They didn't do it for this one though. In short, it's a C. Bare bones but decent, visually nice, good game for turning off your brain like any of the Kirby's. I'll go with Kirby's Dream Land. I'll also be reviewing the mobile port of this game, but I think I'll make it its own short because it honestly doesn't have a lot to talk about. Now let's go back to whatever on earth we were doing. Alrighty, so now let's get to the Year Without Santa Claus, which is known for having, you know, Heat Miser and Snow Miser. Those are the two big characters. It's probably gonna be, you know, them are trying to take over the role of Santa Claus and failing horribly. So let's see how that goes. Honestly, I have higher expectations for it that I certainly hope to get met.
But the thing is, though, I don't think it has any characters other than Santa Claus that are like, you know, legit legendary. Mrs. Claus, the deer. Again, I'm willing to be proven wrong.
Let's get proven wrong in this all-time classic, The Year Without Santa Claus.
Yeah, let's
begin. All right, everybody, let's go. Let's go on a ride. It's December o'clock.
Great North Star, but I'm tired.
He said.
They're really starting this off like a storybook.
He said.
And for what?
There we are, hand painted mouth.
Yeah.
No, no.
The tongue. His eyes did the thing.
Of that terrible year.
I'm gonna talk sing now. It
Mickey Rooney as Santa Claus, you're right.
almost feels like a sequel to the other.
Yeah, kind of. Okay, I'll say
Again,
as
he's
you
not
can
a great
see,
singer, yeah.
the snow effect starts to evolve. You know, they are trying to put more decorations on things. And that was a song of not too much note.
Headline screamed.
Stop spinning now. Okay, there you go.
Okay, I'm queasy.
He told each gnome.
So they're gnomes now?
Cried the gnomes and elves.
Gnomes and elves?
Jingle bells and jangle bells.
Yes, cool.
Wow, gives me Alice in Wonderland energy.
If Santa Claus was me.
Why are you singing in front of him?
Popular male characters, switch them out for a female version.
I fantasized it a lot.
Okay, thing is, why do you have to look
She had
exactly
fa-
like Santa Claus?
She
though?
had fantasies. She dressed up as her husband.
Were you getting tired of him a little? Just a little bit?
I'll make sure they only see me from the back.
Well, I mean, you'll be
Okay.
sitting down, so
don't wanna see that.
okay. Man, electric technology don't even need reindeers.
Right.
Okay, orange is a new color for sunset. There's like an orange and a blue layer. That's interesting.
Well,
Surprise!
Oh, sweet Moses.
well, I guess we'll have to move right on then to Plan B.
So she dropped it as soon as the
She
elves
dropped it as soon as they recognized her.
recognized her. She's like, I'm done.
She just needs to be there at a distance, and then she'd get her dream. Okay, Jingle and Jangle as main characters. They feel like the Weasley twins. That would not be a bad movie, but it wouldn't be a good movie either.
It was just one of the reindeer getting.
Just one of the reindeer just getting lost and taking two elves to find a replacement.
Do I look like I'm up to something?
Yeah, she looks like she would stab
wait.
you with a knitting needle.
Poor Jangle.
Poor Jungle.
Poor Jargle, Jubal,
Jamble.
and Jamble.
Jubal.
Snow miser who controls
Ooh,
the
there he
knowledge
is,
of the world,
Snow Miser,
everything
and
that I
he can make clones of himself.
Nasty brother
And there's Heat Miser. They're really made to be opposites to each other in design. Laser beams, dude. They look absolutely. He looks absolutely puzzled.
Wearing funny-looking suits on a Sunday.
On a Sunday.
That's illegal?
Just do as you're told.
And the iMovie transitions. Okay, I guess we can clearly see a gradient from Nestor to
Yeah.
this as they go forward
like
from
our
Rudolph.
do you like our
There's
dog?
more iMovie transitions.
What? She had a cat around her hands? That's ridiculous.
Okay, she was just holding a cat and a ball.
Two little fellas wearing goofy clothes.
You mean like that?
And the iMovie. Stop doing the transition
Scared
like
to
that.
death.
You just lay down here in the shade, girl.
And get entirely forgotten by the rest of the cast.
A very nice boy, Ignatius Thistlewhite. And to all of us
Ignatius
than he could ever
Thistlewhite.
imagine.
Ignatius
Because
Thistlewhite.
Klaus. Klaus.
Yeah, like the hit Netflix movie, Klaus.
Right.
Okay, you can stop. Okay, this is... Okay, there you go.
Waiting to be missed.
Okay, I want an instrumental version of this.
Then you're too old for all the things that make a life worthwhile.
Yeah, don't grow old, guys, without losing the sense of childlike wonder
Yeah.
and what imagination that can definitely be busted.
Yeah, why
It's
did
good to still have happiness even into your...
That's why I like watching movies with you, is because you keep that going.
As I said, I like this song as an instrumental.
Merry Christmas, William.
Merry Christmas.
Wipe that question from your mind.
Or else. Okay, honestly, the Vixen design is pretty adorable. Commercial break.
This commercial break brought to you by
Okay, I'm like...
Toyota Trucks.
Brought to you by Hot Wheels.
Right.
We didn't get invented yet, but might as well say. They had to go to City Hall to get him out of Dogtown?
Yeah.
How can we convince you?
Sorcery.
Sorcery. Maybe just start singing, maybe it'll help.
Christmas Day,
Charlie Chaplin.
Oh!
It's Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin.
Is that
Okay, he's just there.
on purpose? I didn't expect that.
I didn't expect
I
that
thought it
either.
was a joke, but it's real.
Okay, the definite thing is you can see the scope. The scope increases dramatically. This time I feel like they're actually accommodating for the budget.
But Jingle got a brilliant idea.
Nice panning shots. Actually, compared to Nestor, they're very fluid.
Well, this predates Nestor.
The fact that Nestor's camera panning looks worse says something about it. Alrighty, let's go to Snow Miser's castle. We've been missing some Snow Misers, so let's get it. And they just casually walk into a villain's lair. The thing is, I don't know why he has a bunch of clones of himself. Of all things, he's like, okay, clones.
Here we go.
Here we
Here's-
go, the
here's
song. The famous Snow Miser song that gave him all the fame.
friends call me Snow Miser.
If you're not a friend of his, then I guess you don't call him Snow Miser. Oh, okay. He's turning so much his head turned around. 360 degrees. I guess he's an owl then. Okay, stop spinning or you're gonna turn your head completely around. Oh,
He did.
Well, I'm afraid he's got a pretty bad cold, Snowy.
Oh, that's a shame.
oh, is that my fault?
Stop by with your hubby sometime and we'll have a blizzard.
He's just absolutely off the walls, but at the same time, so very grounded and like, not a warm welcoming, a cold welcoming.
Right. Cool customer.
He's friendly. He's a cool customer, yeah. Alright, off to Heat Miser's volcano, I guess.
They call me Heat Miser.
They call me Heat Miser. Does that mean he doesn't have friends? Because friends don't call him it, they call him it. No, not the moon! Honestly, not too much of that song in the video, probably, again. But, man, it's a good song. So much personality to these two.
Yep.
Bathing suit.
A bathing suit?
Hate your business with that drippy snowman.
Drippy.
Cakes. Mother warned you about that low boiling point of yours.
He gets such good older brother energy.
Yeah.
Always going to their parents.
Mother Nature?
I hope you called it right.
Knew it.
Alright, it was Mother Nature. Alrighty, into the painted background. Oh, no, commercial break. And
Right.
this video was sponsored by nobody. We'll get sponsored eventually, but in the meantime... Wow, they're taller than even her.
Dang.
You know, the funny thing is Santa's up and up while the reindeer is in the bed. You're like,
Yeah,
wait a minute,
flip,
shouldn't
yeah.
I be in bed?
Yeah. Wow.
What a resolution.
Fast as a hurricane.
Fast as a hurricane.
Fast
So a bunch of people did Santa's job for him?
The team of world stereotypes.
Yeah, honestly. Yabba-dabba-dab. Are you gonna start making coherent words?
Blue Christmas, Elvis.
Probably a very classic Elvis song. Okay, one of these days we're gonna listen to all of the Elvis songs together. Every single one. All the good ones, all the bad
Every
ones.
single one.
Every one of them, just so I can be on the same page.
He blew his nose like a trumpet blast.
It was a trumpet blast.
Blew his nose loud.
Louder.
Actually, the same volume.
It's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you.
Yeah, this song is what Christmas is to me, is that song.
Yeah. Nobody has to say, I believe, because they've all seen him.
You may believe why.
Oh, heaven.
Harry Potter, you just flew 2 feet in the air for 2 seconds.
Child,
Ignatius has
you
a bite.
saved the
Oh,
world.
okay.
He saved the world with his parkour.
Did you? Yes. Cartwheel powers.
He got his dad a toothbrush.
Oh, don't write that inside. So I guess the moral of this story is don't give up on the things you believe in.
Don't get lazy either. Or you know what? Some people just can't take a day off. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, a
can
good
take
day
time
off,
but he
day
can't,
off
yeah.
is a good thing to have once in a while, but you know, you just gotta get back in work.
Yeah.
And do what you enjoy,
You gotta have a purpose.
just like we do. I will definitely beg to differ on your previous point. I feel like this movie is more iconic just purely for, like, you know, Snow Miser and Heat Miser.
Just
It's got a
iconic.
lot more of a scale to it. The resolution could be better, but I could say it's a lot more of a well-rounded movie. The other movie is like, alright.
They're trying to give reasons for why Santa is the way he is, and
This movie justifies the 50 minutes more to me, and honestly, yeah, it definitely met my expectations.
It's fun. I just have a preference.
It doesn't matter what's exactly your
I'm
favorite.
team-
I just,
I'm
you
team
know,
Rudolph and
the-
I'm team Santa Claus coming to town. Those are my two favorites so far.
Yeah, honestly, to me, yeah, Rudolph and this movie are the most iconic of the
Okay,
two in their rights. All the other ones I haven't really heard of too much. Now, we have another bit of a surprise that I have in store. This movie had a remake in 2006. And it was live action. And you can guess the quality of the movie. And honestly, why did
Was
they
it
even
bad?
need to make it? I will show you. We are going to watch just the Heat Miser and Snow Miser song from that movie. And we're gonna just see what
Okay.
even is this movie gonna be like.
Oh boy.
And also, if you'll notice, this is in 240p resolution because
Pull up a TV.
this movie doesn't even have any streaming, so I'm getting it off a 15-year-old YouTube video clip. If you don't mind just throwing this together. So what from we could see, there's cheesy sound effects and recognizable actors.
I recognize them. What?
And he has lady escorts, and we start with Heat Miser this time.
I'm Mr. Green Christmas. I'm Mr. Sun.
Yeah. honestly.
No. It's Harvey Firestein.
It's Harvey Firestein.
No, that's his thing, yeah.
It's honestly very cheesy.
Oh, no.
Very cheesy. Okay, there we go. Snow Miser actually trying here. Doesn't have much dancing skill, but he's at least got the singing chops. And it's still a good song. I just don't understand why this need to be made.
This feels weird.
I know! Okay, so what does this remind you of?
Cat in the Hat. It's Dr.
Yeah, Cat in the Hat movie. It does. It does. It does. And this movie, I guess, is having them fight at the same time they're singing.
Well, I know Eddie Griffin and Ethan Suplee. I know them. And I know Harvey Firestein. I don't know who's playing Snow Miser. Now, this is before Ethan Suplee got real jacked. He actually went back to the gym, worked out. I hope he gets a lot of acting stuff now because people recognize him for being, you know, having a little bit around the gut. But he lost all that. And he still needs to get parts because he's a good actor. I think we've seen too much.
I think we've seen too much. And it's almost over.
Too much.
Okay. We did not need to say that.
Okay, no.
So that was a little taste of the 2006 remake. Just for y'all, just for your audience. Yeah, it tastes like a icicle that's been dipped in cherry juice.
Yeah, a yellow snow icicle.
Yeah, yellow snow icicle.
That actually made my night. So thank you very much.
Okay, yeah. It honestly sort of makes it doesn't make sense why they did it though. I don't even know who did it at this point. But like, what did we even need that for?
We didn't.
What did we need this great classic tainted by such a remake like this?
What's our next reaction? What are we gonna be?
Our next
Is it more Rankin
reaction
Bass
is
stuff?
going to be The Little Drummer Boy, which is the second Rankin Bass movie that they
Is
did.
it based off the story of the little drummer boy in the song?
Yes.
I think so.
And then we also have
That's
Jack
a classic
Frost.
song. That's a super classic song.
And then we have Jack Frost,
Yeah.
which is not really on the blip at all.
It's a mythical figure that has to do with.
I feel like it's gonna be sort of like Pinocchio.
He's the Snow Miser's cousin. I don't know.
I feel like it's probably gonna be like some of those Pinocchio like adaptations.
Yeah.
That are just like, okay, there's a boy going to do boy things, I guess.
That's a pretty simple way to put it.
But congratulations for getting this far. I mean, at this point, with all this great, lovely content, it's probably gonna work out to be 40 minutes, but editing William will be able to tell. That is if you haven't skipped to the end, which would be really sad.
Don't skip to the end.
Don't
Watch
skip
it
to the
all
end.
the way through. You're definitely gonna
Watch it all
enjoy
the way through.
You're gonna enjoy yourself, and at the very least, you can laugh at how silly we look. But have a good.
Have a good day. These were the classic Santa films of Rankin Bass. I guess you could breathe snow on that subscribe button, I guess. Keep that like button under 100 degrees.
Yeah.
And we'll see you in another one.
Yep. Happy holidays.
See you soon.
Bye.